You guys ready? Or you ready?
I am very ready.
All right. Game three, TSM versus CLG is underway. It's a 1-1 score right now, and TSM beat CLG.eu very, very convincingly the game one, and it just flipped 180 degree, and CLG.eu just absolutely stomped TSM back game two. So now we're back into, we're not back, but now that we are into game three, we have Janna, we have Renekton, we have, is that really Renekton? I'm pretty sure. Does Dyrus play Renekton top? I was
It's
the
not something that I've normally associate with Dyrus, but
I was my client actually bugged out while they're in select, so I'm not sure if he actually picked Renekton or not, but Renekton does do decently well against Aurelia, so it's not a bad pickup at all. So we have Janna, we have Renekton, we have Mundo, we have Graves, and we have Karthus versus Taric, Alistar, Kog'Maw, Aurelia, and Anivia. I don't see Renekton doing too much against Anivia, but with their type of team comp, you gotta have Mundo, you gotta have Renekton charge in at the enemy team. Basically, you can even have Karthus charge in as well and have Graves stand a little bit back, use his buckshot, do his right click and his ultimate. But Anivia is gonna definitely give Renekton and Mundo a really, really hard time.
being told this is your fault because you have my name displayed in the corner of the stream with the Skype overlay.
Oh my God. Okay, every time I get a call, it pops up.
Oh, it's back up again. Oh, so it's sort of my fault. It's sort of my PC being the problem here.
Yeah, every time you get a new call and it
Yeah.
overlays on top. I'm not sure how to get it off by default, but I think I just trolled the hell out of you pretty hard.
Well, it's up to 32 and climbing now, so we're still going. I'm sure people have got more. My PC is oddly quiet now that I've taken this graphics card out. I didn't realize quite how much noise it made. But that is beside the point because we are 2 minutes and 25 seconds away from the third epic deciding game
Hmm.
between TSM and CLG.
All right,
And
before we move forward, let me just play a really, really quick commercial break. This money does go back into money to host bigger and better tournaments. So I'm gonna have a really quick commercial break. It shouldn't interfere. We have 2 to 3 more minutes left.
I'm the decline button.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of people on my request too. I have a lot. Oh, I actually found somebody that I wouldn't mind adding. Lol. Yeah, it was so funny. My friend added me on Facebook, and he's like, "Why won't you accept my friend request on Facebook?" I was like, "I can't help it. I get like 50 a day. I can't find you through like the 600 requests I have."
I have a couple on Facebook, but so far I'm safe. I've got like 800 likes on my fan page, but my,
Hmm.
my real account hasn't been tracked down yet.
Yeah, so um, I I'm pretty clumsy. I do stupid stuff all the time. Like I'd be checking my Facebook on stream, and then I get spam with invites, or I'd be doing my speed test on stream. I'd be spam with DDoS. It's pretty silly. I should just facepalm myself every time I do that.
I hope this graphics card isn't dying on me because it's bloody expensive.
All right, game three is almost underway. Let's talk about the bans and picks. Well, I don't see the bans anymore, but let's just talk about the picks in the matchup. We have Karthus versus Anivia mid. We have Renekton versus Aurelia top. It's going to be Janna Graves versus Alistar Cog bottom. Definitely Janna Graves is going to have the edge on Alistar Cog. So as long as Cog plays it safe, doesn't get overly aggressive, he shouldn't have a problem. But in terms of farming and CS, the pressure is going to be pretty heavy from Janna Graves. So I wouldn't be surprised if Grave pulls a little bit ahead in farm. So as long as Yellow Pete doesn't start dying in lane, he should be fine as long as the game pulls to the 20 or 25-minute mark. Top lane Renekton versus Aurelia. The matchup, I'd give it in favor of Renekton, but it's not overly where Renekton's supposed to be Aurelia. Renekton's gonna give her a hard time and give her a run for her money, but it's still gonna come down to the jungle pressure and the player matchup. There's definitely no absolute winner up top. And really, with those two champion up top, whoever gets that first kill or gets that sizable lead first, they're gonna be able to press it and deny the other person. So definitely top. There's really no landslide. Mid Anivia versus Karthus. Karthus priority is more just on farming and just using that global ultimate to secure elsewhere. So Reggie's definitely not going to want to get too hyper aggressive unless there's going to be a gank off on Mundo. So if at any point COG sees that Karthus is going hyper aggressive, they know that Mundo is going to come. So there's going to be a couple of tells there, because as most Karthus, your number one priority isn't really to, hey, I'm going to harass this guy, I'm going to try and kill him in lane. It's more of, I'm going to get my farm and I'm going to get as much AP as I can. I'm going to hit R. I'm going to try and pick people off globally.
This game is so ugly when I don't have everything on very high, as they do spot Chaos around by the golems, but he gets just back inside that bush before Creepo can land his stun. And that will be the end of CLG's invade. They're going to back straight out towards the tri-bush. And they seem to be a little bit split. Some of them want to leave and go to blue. Some of them want to go back towards the red buff. Wicked seems to be leading the charge towards red. TSM are looking for them. They have all grouped up. So far, Darius has gone back. Wicked needs to do the same now. There he goes, starting on his recall. So Ward now sitting by the race. I think TSM spotted it, and well, nice play. They're going to drag their race in towards Odd One, give him what help they can. He gets one of them. Chaos steals one, unluckily, but they still get the race and they take them away from CLG. And they're going to go back and help out Alistar. Jungle Alistar.
I like the
Frogger's
odd
such a
one.
good fit.
I like the odd one actually swung back behind the brush and swung around, because as far as COG knows, they saw him walk into that brush. He could have very well just head up to blue or back to red. So not running straight down to red allowed them to not know Odd One's position until he actually finishes red, just in case if they're gonna decide to stick around and try and pick him off when he does red.
They've given blue buff level 1 to Reggie again. It's not the first time we've seen them do this, and last time they did, it worked out really quite well. And well, what better way to get ahead of Frog and Zanivia than start yourself off 1 at level 2 and 2 with infinite mana. Karthus already gets a lot of mana back from his Defile and the passive on that. And just like we said before, Odd One walks straight into the jungle at level 2, straight up this ramp, lands a good cleaver onto the backside of Frogger. Not going to chase too much further, but he's here, annoying, and he's got a red buff. Does a face check in. The pulverize doesn't drop as Darius is coming up from the top lane. And TSM are off to a really strong start, stealing this red buff right out from CLG.
So the thing with Mundo is this is a really, really strong counter jungle. With that cleaver, he's going to be able to just land it on people and either chase them down or use it as an escape tool. So what you're going to see from Odd One continually through this third game is he's going to farm when he can on his side, and as soon as it smites up, he's going to want to go to the other side and invade and just try and prevent Alistar from getting any type of presence in the game. Because the way I think about it is, if Mundo is invading all the time on Alistar and Alistar has to defend it, he's going to be more concentrated on stopping Odd One than he's going to be able to concentrate on ganking other people. So it's a tactic to stall the Alistar jungle and steal his farm. So Alistar's got a lot of CC, he's got a lot of, well, basically he's got a lot of CC, so when he does gank, it's really powerful. But in terms of fighting, 101 in the jungle, sure, he can stun, he can headbutt and pulverize, but there's really not a lot of damage to follow that up unless he's got another heavy damage dealer that he's ganking with.
Yeah, he needs support from his mid or his top lane to come in, which is why when Darius came down from the top lane to help Odd One, Alistar had to run and back on out of there. And it's a very, I don't want to say passive game because we've had some ganks, but no kills yet. And there's the flash, pulverize misses. Nice flash away from Reggie, but Odd One is here. Does get a nice headbutt away from that slow, and to be honest, odd one coming out really low. Nicely done by Froggen, landing a lot of damage while that was going on. That is the extent of it. Flash is burnt then by Reginald and by Frogget. Odd one trying to save himself in the jungle, and to be honest, Froggen catches that slow from Reggie and takes quite a few lay wastes as well. Sit back and watch it. There's still quite a bit of action going on. This is mid lane. There's still a blue buff up, as I said, on Reggie. It's about to run out. Froggen's taking a few lay wastes while this is up, and
this could be very, very dangerous for Reggie, because basically he's got 2 creeps under tower. He gets pushed back into tower. He's going to be in big, big trouble right here.
And there's the chain stun. He's under the tower, and there's the E. First blood, just as you predicted. Froggen grabs that one. Reggie outstaying his welcome. Alistair walking around. Fine, I'll take a free kill.
That was a little too aggressive for my taste. He's poking Anivia under tower with the 2 creeps left. You know, it only takes 4 hits for the creep to die. If Anivia hits either of those creeps once, it's going to be 2 hits to kill those creeps. So with the headbutt and pulverize on Reggie behind tower, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He took 2 tower hits, and really at that low of a level and that low of a health, 2 tower hits can mean as much as half your hit points. So definitely way, way, way too aggressive for my taste. You know, he did not give up his blue buff. It expired right as he died. So, you know, in terms of just losing, he didn't lose too much. He lost the gold, he lost the farm, and he did give Anivia a little bit of farm, but the thing is, he didn't give him blue.
Headbutt pulverize onto Frogget, with Frogget onto Darius in the top lane, and Wicked, one more auto attack's all it took. He just popped that hit and style, bang, Darius dropped down. It was a nice bait from Wicked. They just started to trade. He landed the stun. Frogget just strolled out into the lane, pulverized headbutt. Oh, you're dead. Pretty uneventful, if I'm honest. But the kill's a kill, and CLG are 2 kills up, just like we saw at the start of the last game.
Just a little bit of misplay by TSM, just turning really, really heavy against him. Odd One took too much damage that he couldn't continually pressure Alistar. His whole game plan coming into this is just continue to pressure Alistar so he can't gank, and that pressure drop the moment he counter ganked and got chunked to about 20%, because essentially he had to back out, and he gave Alistar the time to recuperate and start ganking again.
And we do have Darius on his way back from the respawn, going up in towards the CLG race. Now coming down towards Froggen. He's going to come straight into the lane, dashes through one set of minions, gets the flash out of Froggen before he uses his next dash up. So, not the best gank in the world, but it uses a well, sorry, not the best gank. It was a perfect gank because he used up the flash, and that's what they were after. And now TSM want to do a dragon. They've got Alistair getting chased out by Odd One in the jungle. They're going to rotate the run to this blue buff, which has just respawned. Charge. Reggie going to grab this, so that's the second blue buff of the game for the Reggie. Still had nothing for Anivia, which is such a huge deal. Anivia, of course, everyone knows she needs that blue buff to farm properly as this game progresses. And wow,
I think they're going to start on the dragon.
2 kills down, but yeah, they're going to do a dragon.
Because with the Mundo Cleaver and having Karthus having that blue buff, they're going to be able to just smash out so much damage on Dragon that it just drop really, really quickly. I actually wasn't surprised. Just being able to secure that blue buff means Karthus is going to be able to lay waste significantly more in a much shorter time. And so, yeah, they have the Mundo, they have the Karthus. It's the type of composition that's going to allow for really, really quick global objectives. They're going to take down Dragon really fast, and when they choose to do Baron, Baron's also going to drop very fast. So it's one thing you can look out for. By about the 15 to 20 minute mark, I'm not going to be surprised if you see Karthus and Mundo just start running at Baron and just taking that down.
And despite the fact CLG have 2 kills, and one of those, of course, First Blood, they are only up by 400 gold. That dragon brought TSM right back into contention. And Odd One goes to take out their blue buff. It was a brief attempt to steal it coming from Frogget, but Dyrus on the ball, knew it would be happening. Recalled a little bit before the rest of TSM, made his way to that blue buff, warded it, and scared away Frogget. We do, however, have Froggen hiding around the top tower. The ult comes out from Wicked and bursted through. The Carthus are